She stepped into the first-class cabin wearing a plain beige cotton dress and sensible sandals. But they humiliated her and forced her to leave. They had no idea her tech mogul husband owned the entire airline. And what happened next left everyone speechless. O'Hare International Airport pulsed with its familiar rhythm. Tourists dragging suitcases, executives checking emails, announcements echoing through the vast terminal. The Chicago skyline glimmered through the panoramic windows, the lake beyond shimmering in the summer haze. Olivia Morgan entered the terminal, her beige cotton dress fluttering in the air conditioning. At 32, she possessed an understated beauty. Auburn hair loosely tied, amber eyes gentle, yet resolute, a weathered copper pendant from her mother gleaming at her neck. Her canvas backpack, worn from countless journeys, contained her laptop and a dog-eared paperback. No luxury luggage, no designer labels. She appeared ordinary, unremarkable, precisely how she preferred it. But Olivia wasn't ordinary. She was married to Jackson Morgan, a tech visionary whose fortune exceeded $60 billion after his latest creation, Skybridge Airways, revolutionized air travel with unprecedented affordability and compassion. Yet Olivia, co-founder and 40% stakeholder, preferred commercial flights. Their private jet remained in its hangar. She insisted this practice kept her connected to reality, to the very passengers they served. Her boarding pass displayed first class, seat 3B, a luxury she rarely indulged in. Today's journey to San Francisco was overnight, and she needed quiet space to prepare for tomorrow's meetings. The first-class lounge stood as an island of tranquility, plush armchairs, ambient music, baristas creating artisanal coffees. Olivia bypassed it all, heading directly to her gate. She presented her pass to the agent, a young woman named Diane, whose welcoming expression faltered. "Ma'am, could you verify your name?" Diane asked, scrutinizing her screen with narrowed eyes. Olivia nodded, her voice soft but clear. "Olivia Morgan." Diane's gaze darted from her dress to her backpack, then returned to the boarding pass. "Just a moment," she muttered, typing frantically. A nearby passenger in an expensive suit smirked. "Economy boarding is that direction," he whispered, loud enough for Olivia to hear. She remained composed, her attention fixed on the jetway ahead. As Olivia settled into seat 3B, a first-class passenger named Barbara Winters, adorned with platinum jewelry, leaned toward her companion, her voice deliberately audible. "Who allowed her in here? That dress looks like a tablecloth." Her laughter triggered others, heads turning in Olivia's direction. "She's dressing down for attention," Barbara added, snapping a photo with her phone. Another passenger joined in. "Bet she's sneaking in, security's getting sloppy." Their mockery filled the cabin, a public shaming. Olivia adjusted her pendant, her expression peaceful, but their venomous glares pierced through her composure, relentless and undeserved. The boarding process continued as Olivia found her place in the first-class cabin of Skybridge's newest aircraft. Luxurious seats, warm lighting, the subtle fragrance of eucalyptus. She tucked her backpack beneath 3B and opened her novel. That's when trouble erupted. Flight attendant Patricia Wilson, early 50s with a severe ponytail and sharper gaze, approached. "Excuse me," she said, her tone clipped. "This is first class. May I see your boarding pass?" Olivia handed it over with a courteous smile. Patricia examined it, her lips tightening. "There's a problem. Wait here." She retreated, signaling two colleagues, Megan Young, younger with a practiced smile, and Brandon Collins, a tall man with a perpetual frown. The trio huddled near the galley, glancing repeatedly at Olivia. "Does she look first class to you?" Megan whispered, her voice carrying. Brandon snorted derisively. "Bet she snagged someone else's pass." Patricia returned, holding the boarding pass like incriminating evidence. "Ma'am, we need to verify this. Please step aside." Olivia rose calmly as passengers streamed past, their judgmental stares prickling her skin. A woman in a designer suit muttered, "Some people will attempt anything." A businessman, Alexander Hughes, chuckled to his seatmate. "What's next? Backpackers in the pilot's seat?" Olivia's fingers grazed her pendant, but her expression remained unruffled. Patricia scanned the pass again, her frown deepening. "System shows 3B reserved for a VIP," she announced, voice rising. "There's been a mistake. Your seat is in economy 28D. Olivia's eyebrow arched slightly. "I reserved this seat," she said softly. Could you check again? Megan intervened, arms crossed. Ma'am, please don't create a scene. Economy is appropriate for you. Brandon loomed behind, adding, move or security will be called. The cabin grew silent, all eyes focused on Olivia. She nodded, retrieving her backpack, and followed them toward the rear, her steps measured, her head held high. The walk to economy felt like running gauntlet. Passengers whispered, phones capturing furtive photos. She tried to sneak into first class, a teenager said, giggling. Look at her clothes, total imposter. Another passenger hissed as Olivia reached row 28. She took her reassigned seat, the cushion lumpy, the air stifling. A passenger named Tyler Vincent, in a garish tie, leaned across the aisle. Nice attempt, lady. Know your place. His wife smirked, filming Olivia with her smartphone. This will go viral, she said, tapping enthusiastically. Olivia opened her novel, her hands steady, but the cabin's ambient noise felt like 1,000 tiny needles in economy class. As Olivia stowed her backpack, a flight attendant named Jessica passing through muttered loudly to Brandon, She's the troublemaker from up front. Thinks she's entitled. Nearby passengers perked up, smirking. Probably forged her ticket, someone suggested. A woman in designer athleisure scoffed, nudging her friend. No status, no funds, another added, recording Olivia's every movement. Their whispers swelled into a chorus of disdain. Olivia sat quietly, opening her book, but the cabin's hostility pressed against her. A public trial for daring to exist beyond her perceived station. As the plane taxied, Megan made her rounds, her smile radiant for others, but non-existent for Olivia. Need anything back here, she asked, sarcasm evident? Or are economy snacks sufficient? Several passengers laughed, encouraging her. Brandon passed by, tossing a blanket that partially landed on Olivia's lap. Don't claim we didn't accommodate you, he quipped, winking at Tyler. And Patricia called from the front. Focus on your duties, Brandon. Leave the charity case alone. Their laughter echoed, sharp and unapologetic. Olivia turned a page, her expression unchanged, but her amber eyes caught the light, fierce beneath the calm. Tyler's wife, Amanda, continued filming, narrating for her followers. So this woman thought she could fake her way into first class. Look at her now. Her voice carried, drawing snickers. Bet she's never seen $1 million, Tyler added. Loud enough for surrounding rows. A college student nearby, earbuds dangling, tweeted, Lady and coach got owned. Tried to play Rich Lowell. The post spread rapidly, accumulating likes. Olivia's fingers paused on her book, but she didn't look up. Her silence formed a barrier against their scorn. Takeoff proceeded smoothly, but the cabin's tension lingered. Patricia strutted through, her badge glinting. Economy's full of surprises today, she remarked to Megan, glancing at Olivia. Some people don't understand their position. Megan nodded, distributing beverages but skipping Olivia's row. Oops, ran out, she said, shrugging. Brandon, pushing the cart, muttered, should have stayed home, backpack girl. A passenger named Catherine in a loud floral print overheard and laughed. She's probably writing a sob story for her blog, she commented, sparking more chuckles. Olivia sipped water from her own bottle, her composure intact, but the atmosphere grew heavier. During meal service, Patricia walked through economy, her tray of first-class menus bypassing Olivia. Nothing for her, she instructed Megan, loud enough for others to hear. She's fortunate to be aboard at all. Passengers snickered, someone muttering, should have driven to San Francisco. A teenager nearby tweeted, crew roasting this fake rich lady. Epic. The jabs continued, each sharper than the last, as phones captured Olivia's calm face. She sipped her water, unfazed, but the crew's blatant contempt fueled the crowd's cruelty, a spectacle of scorn. Mid-flight, Tyler leaned over again. Hey, what's your deal? You scam tickets often? His tone seemed playful but concealed malice, his wife's phone still recording. Olivia met his gaze, her voice gentle. I'm just traveling, like you. He scoffed. Yeah, but we paid for it. Amanda zoomed in, whispering, this is gold. Budget Barbie strikes out. Their taunts attracted a crowd. Catherine joined in, saying, bet she's dodging fares regularly. The cabin transformed into a stage. Olivia, its reluctant star, her dignity tested with every word. The plane landed in San Francisco as dawn broke, the sky a delicate lavender. Olivia waited as others disembarked, her backpack slung over one shoulder. Patricia stood at the exit, her smile reserved for first-class passengers. "Hope you learned something," she said as Olivia passed, her tone glacial. Megan chimed in, "Stick to buses next time." Brandon merely smirked, dismissing her with a wave. Outside, Olivia hailed a taxi, her face serene, but her phone buzzed. Amanda's video had gone viral, captioned, "First class fail, know your place." It had accumulated 3 million views and counting. At the gate in San Francisco, as Olivia waited to deplane, a group of first-class passengers lingered, their voices caring. "She's the one who delayed us," Alexander said, pointing, "trying to play VIP in that outfit. Pathetic." His companion nodded, adding, "Skybridge is too prestigious for her kind." Others joined in, snapping photos, one tweeting, "Budget chick ruined first class." The crowd's laughter swelled, a final blow. Olivia stood patiently, backpack ready, her grace untouched. But their malice lingered, a parting wound. Social media exploded by morning. "Skybridge Airways humiliates passenger," one post declared, sharing the clip. "Class as much?" another read with thousands of shares. Comments accumulated. "Those attendants are despicable. She didn't deserve that." But others were crueler. "Dressed like that? Her fault. No way she's first class. Scammer." Olivia sat in her hotel room scrolling through the storm. Her expression remained unreadable. She didn't respond, didn't rant. Instead, she opened her laptop, accessing a file labeled Skybridge Service Incidents. Her fingers moved swiftly, her focus intense. At Skybridge Airways' San Francisco headquarters, a sleek tower overlooking the bay, the boardroom crackled with tension. Patricia, Megan, and Brandon sat near the front, their uniforms immaculate, expecting commendation for protecting the brand. They'd been flown in, told it was urgent. Patricia whispered to Megan, "Probably a bonus for handling that pretender." Brandon nodded, smug. The room filled with executives, shareholders, a PR team consulting tablets. Then the doors opened and Jackson Morgan entered, his presence commanding. At 37, he was athletic with dark hair and eyes that could warm or incinerate. Behind him stood Olivia, in the same beige dress, her backpack absent, her pendant catching the light. The trio froze. Jackson took his position at the head of the table, Olivia beside him. "Thank you for coming," he said, his voice low but steely. "Yesterday, a passenger was humiliated on Flight 619. You removed her from a first class to economy, challenged her right to be there, and ridiculed her before others." Patricia's smile faded. Megan shifted uncomfortably. Brandon's smirk vanished. Jackson activated a remote, and Amanda's video played on a screen. Every word, every laugh, crystal clear. The room fell silent, the attendants' faces paling. Jackson leaned forward. "The woman you humiliated is Olivia Morgan, my wife, co-founder of Skybridge Airways. She holds 40% of this company and authored the customer service charter you swore to uphold." Gasps rippled through the room. Patricia's hands trembled. Megan stared at the floor. Brandon's jaw clenched, his eyes seeking an escape. Jackson's voice hardened. "You didn't merely violate policy, you betrayed trust. With her, with every passenger who boards our planes." Olivia stood, her voice calm but penetrating. "I'm not here to assign blame," she said, sliding a report across the table. "This documents 32 instances of class-based discrimination on Skybridge flights. Passengers judged by their clothing, their luggage, their accents. I was one. Others weren't so fortunate." She paused, her amber eyes sweeping the room. "I'm not seeking restitution. I'm demanding justice for those without the influence I possess." The board leaned in, some nodding, others taking notes. Patricia attempted to speak. "We thought she didn't look." Jackson interrupted her. "You thought incorrectly and acted worse." He turned to the board. "We must decide. Do we protect our brand for profit or for people?" A vote was called. Hands rose, unanimous. The PR director, a woman named Rebecca Martinez, proposed a plan. "We retrain, we reform, we rebuild trust," she stated. Olivia nodded, adding, "Begin with accountability." The trio's fates were sealed, not terminated, but reassigned. Patricia would spend a month at the customer complaint desk, facing irate callers. Megan received a month serving economy class. No shortcuts. Brandon was sent to baggage claim, handling luggage in all the weather. All three faced mandatory training under Olivia's charter, line by line. The board approved a new initiative, Respect Beyond Appearances, a global campaign to retrain staff, redesign policies, and ensure no passenger felt inferior. Olivia's report became its foundation, her vision its heart. Megan's economy stint broke her spirit. Serving crowded rows, she faced glares from passengers who'd seen the video. "You're the one who mocked her," a mother snapped, refusing her service. Tips disappeared, her charm ineffective online. Her name trended with hashtags, #ClassisCrew. Her past boasts ridiculed. She trained under Olivia's charter, each rule a reminder of her failure. Olivia's campaign thrived while Megan's pride crumbled. Her lesson etched in every ignored smile. Patricia's reassignment struck hard. At the complaint desk, she faced endless calls, angry passengers citing her viral cruelty. "You shamed that woman," one yelled, quoting Olivia's story. Her colleagues distanced themselves, her badge a symbol of disgrace. Internet users excavated her old posts, exposing her snobbery. At night, she scrolled and #Skybridge apologized trended, her name tarnished. Olivia's initiative flourished while Patricia's arrogance cost her respect. Her career now a cautionary tale in humility. The fallout was swift. Amanda's video, once a weapon, backfired. Social media users investigated Patricia's LinkedIn, Megan's old tweets, Brandon's public posts, highlighting their elitist attitudes. A #Skybridge apologized trended, but so did #Olivia Rises, with supporters posting, "She's the genuine article." Amanda deleted her account, her viral fame souring. Tyler issued a feeble apology online. It was buried beneath criticism. The media pounced. CNN, billionaire's wife exposes airline bias. Forbes, Olivia Morgan redefines class. 3 months later, Olivia boarded another Skybridge flight, Chicago to Boston. Same beige dress, same pendant, same backpack. The gate agent, a new hire named Jordan, smiled warmly. "Welcome, Miss Morgan." The cabin was inviting, the crew attentive. Brandon stood at the entrance, his uniform slightly wrinkled, his nod respectful. "Welcome back, Ms. Morgan," he said quietly. "Thank you for the lesson." Olivia met his eyes, her smile gentle, not triumphant. She took seat 3B, opened her novel, and settled in. The flight proceeded smoothly, the service impeccable. A young woman in a hoodie, clutching a worn duffel bag, sat across the aisle. The crew treated her like royalty. Extra pillows, a warm meal, a kind word. Olivia observed, her heart swelling, knowing this was the transformation she had fought for. Not for herself, but for everyone. The plane soared over the countryside, the horizon limitless, and Olivia turned another page. Her work had just begun. She converted their cruelty into a new kind of sky, one where no person flew beneath anyone else. Sometimes the most powerful statements arrive without a single raised voice, just a quiet woman in a cotton dress who refused to diminish herself. If this narrative resonated with you, remember that respect isn't worn, it's earned. And occasionally the most influential individuals in the room are those no one bothered to notice. Like, share, comment, and subscribe if you believe dignity should never depend on appearance. Because sometimes one quiet woman in a simple dress can transform how the world perceives itself.